Hi, and welcome to your free course from Six Figure Freelancer. My name's Clea Sherman. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I started my career as a radio producer, a journalist, an editor, and then a digital product manager. I worked for 15 years and then I accepted a redundancy at the end of 2014 and I started freelancing in 2015. So I've been doing it for quite a few years, and along the way I've learned all the ups and downs, all the challenges, tips and tricks to make it a successful, profitable career and something that you really enjoy. So the reason I've put together this course is that I want to help you understand if freelancing is actually right for you. If you have the right tools, if you have the right attitude, and if you have the right skills that you're going to need to build up to a six-figure income. And I do want to say it's absolutely doable. So what we're going to do for the next few minutes is quickly walk through what I believe freelancers need to succeed. This isn't a massively long course. I just want to give you some clarity about whether freelancing is right for you. And I'll also share some of the reasons about why it's worked for me. So when I made this course, I did it with Australians in mind, but you'll probably find it helpful no matter where you are in the world. So, what is the very first thing you need if you want to be a successful freelancer? And I can absolutely say, without a doubt, that you actually need to have something that you're good at. I've seen a lot of people around the world jumping into freelancer boards saying, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. If you don't know what you're doing, and you don't have any experience, you're going to find it really hard to build up a business. So the first thing you absolutely need to do is make sure you're confident and comfortable in the space where you're going to be selling yourself. As I mentioned, I'm a copywriter, by the way, and I worked as a journalist, an editor, and I worked in online. I got a lot of experience and a lot of contacts before I dived into it, and that's really helped me along the journey. The next thing that's really important if you want to be a freelancer is self-motivation. You're working on your own, you're working for yourself, and if you're somebody who isn't self-motivated and able to do what needs to be doing without somebody standing behind you, you're really going to struggle. Maybe not as a freelancer completely, but to build it up to a point where you're getting a six-figure income. Something I do every day is think about what's important to me and why I really want to get the work done. Now, I have a family, a mortgage, and 2 little boys. So for me, I need to earn that money so I can pay all our bills. Also, I really don't want to have to go back to traveling for more than an hour each way just to get to work. So I'm very self-motivated, but if you struggle with that kind of thing, freelancing might not always be right for you. The next one, of course, is self-discipline. You have to be really organized, really in control, because the only person who's making the work get done is you. So as much as they rely on talent, really good freelancers also rely on the fact that they can deliver and people can rely on them. So figure out what motivates you outside of those workplace KPIs and use that, like I just said, as a way to get your work done. All right. Organizational skills. You're in control. This is something I go into in my bigger course. When you're running a freelancer business, you're actually wearing a lot of different hats. You're the salesperson, you're the head of HR, and you're also the head of operations. So you need to learn how to really get organized, stay in control of things so that you can maximize the income that you're generating for yourself. Something I do as a freelancer is use task management software. The one I rely on is Trello. It's free, it's easy to use. You set up boards with everything you have to do. You can tick things off and delete them. You can drag them around. You can set due dates. You can assign them somewhere to somewhere else. Other people use things like Teamwork or Asana. And something I also use to stay organized is Xero with an X, and that's to keep track of my money. All right, number 5. I saw this and I thought it was really cute. This is what you send back to somebody when they've asked you to do even more work than you've already done. An email that says, okay, and just that picture. When you're working for yourself, the buck stops with you. You can't really blame other people for things going wrong, and you have to be accountable to your clients. Sometimes they're not the nicest people in the world. In fact, the more people you work with, the higher odds you are of running into someone who is really not very nice. Now, in the early days, I really struggled with negative feedback. I used to have to go watch a movie, go for a walk, eat a whole packet of chocolate biscuits, cry in the shower for a little bit. But what I've learnt is to just take the emotion away from the situation, address it with a really rational mind. What's gone wrong? How am I going to fix it? What am I going to do? Get over it, move on. The next thing that I really want to talk to you about is self-confidence, because as well as being head of HR, head of operations, you're also now sales and marketing director as part of your freelancing business, especially if you want to push it to a point where you're earning 6 figures. Great freelancers know how to sell themselves to their target audience. There's a balance between being invisible and overdoing it so people start to get annoyed. You're going to have to work on that and find the sweet spot. But if you really want to do well as a freelancer, you have to back yourself. You have to be comfortable reaching out to people, offering your services, and communicating with strangers. Something I do to get myself out there is write a blog. It's my comfort zone. Quite often people come to me because they've seen their blogs. And I also do send out cold emails. And I put on what I think of as my don't give a crap hat before I send those emails. I say to myself, it doesn't matter what the outcome is, just give it a go. It really helps me take that next step and push myself forward, because I'm not actually as comfortable about it as you might think. Number 7 in my magic list of important things you need if you want to be a 6-figure freelancer is time and money. When I say time, I mean you might be working full time and also doing some extra hours on the weekend, at night, building up your freelancer business and working with those few little clients. You're not doing this forever, so the trade-off's going to be worth it. Option 2 is money. Focus, save up, have some funds behind you. That way you can quit your job and you've got a couple of months buffer before you need enough income to really feel confident as a freelancer. Now, don't forget that to get started, you are going to have to invest a little bit of money on things like a professional email address, a logo, maybe some equipment, some online subscriptions. It's very, very, very hard to start from absolute zero, although you probably only need a few hundred or a couple of thousand rather than tens of thousands of dollars. So with me, I was lucky enough to have a redundancy payment. I got a little bit of money, I left my job, and I spent a couple of months building up my business until I was able to replace my income. Number 8, the internet. The internet is your friend. Think about where you go to get absolutely everything you want. It's online. You're going to have to develop your profile online. Even if you don't do a huge amount, you're going to have some kind of social media presence, and you're going to have to be comfortable using lots of digital tools because they're going to save so much time and money in your business. I have a million different things that I use. I'm always on Zoom making video calls. I use automation tools to save time. I post things on social media. I actually do keep things to a minimum on social because I've got marketing coming from other channels, but it's definitely a big part of my business. So if you hate digital and you hate doing stuff online, maybe have an extra think about if freelancing is right for you. Yes, money skills. You don't have to be an expert at money. I think my tip here is really that you're going to have to pay attention to money. You need to put money aside for tax. Nobody is going to do that for you. And you also have to be really organized so you understand how much to pay yourself each month and how much to spend on bills. I'm crazy about this. I keep spreadsheets, I keep track, I like to look at what I'm doing, but my main advice is don't bury your head in the sand and try to take an emotion-free, business-like approach to money. The more you deal with it, the more you're going to get used to having it as part of your business. What's last on my list? Oh yeah, this one's really big, a growth mindset. You have to be open to new ideas, learning and possibilities. Probably the most exciting thing I've found about running my own business is the people I've met and the people I've been able to learn from. The first day I started, I thought I knew a lot and I hardly knew anything. And I find every little piece of learning I do is another piece to the puzzle, gives me a skill that if I don't apply straight away, I can always use at some stage. A growth mindset also is really about believing in yourself and staying motivated, staying upbeat, staying positive, and believing that what you want is actually possible. So that's it. It's just a quick little list. I hope it's helped. I do have a little bit of homework for you. What you can do is jump on the website, sixfigurefreelancer.com.au, take the quiz and you'll get a score which lets you know if freelancing is right for you. Another thing you can do is take some time writing down your vision for your ideal life. What would your life look like if it was absolutely perfect? Think about whether freelancing is something that's going to help you get there. And finally, if you haven't already, jump on Six Figure Freelancer Australia on Facebook and we'd love to hear from you. There's plenty more resources on my website. Have a look at the books, courses. You can also apply for personal mentoring. Well done for taking this course and I hope it's helped.